Dr. Jaffe, this is our final question. Case 10 is about how to prepare my child for traveling and to meet relatives. Hannah's mom is in Chicago, and she asks, my SM daughter is 7 years old. She did not show SM symptoms when she started school around 3 years old, but she was anxious with abdomen pain when going to school. Her words gradually disappeared after she went to a new daycare in the new city. She was 4 at that time. I did not pay much attention and I knew little about SM. When we were visiting families and friends in China that year, she talked to everyone. When she was 5.5, she immediately got worse when she went to a new elementary school. She stopped talking to grandparents when they visited us. After a year, she went to China again, and she was still active and did everything normally, but she did not talk to anyone. A few months ago, I suddenly got an idea. I asked grandparents to teach her Chinese, reading and writing through video calls. In the beginning, she could not talk, but soon she opened her mouth to call grandma and read the words. She has been feeling much better talking through video calls. She told me she can talk to them when she sees them in China. I am not that confident. So Hannah's mom's question is, I am planning to visit China again this summer. What else can I do to prepare my daughter for a visit and make her even more confident to make the best out of the trip? Thank you.
Thank you. I love this question for many reasons. First of all, I am I'm a grandmother of children who live overseas who speak another language and English. One of them speaks English, the other one is learning. So I totally can, I can empathize with the grandparents. So, but the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree, meaning you are very concerned and you are concerned about that. So we need to make sure that you don't show that you are concerned because kids with anxiety absorb anxiety from their parents. But with that in mind, I think you had a brilliant idea about the teaching of the reading, and what bright kid, you know, learning to read and speak Chinese online. I will tell you that one thing that I will relate to this is something that I forgot to mention in a previous case where a child didn't speak at school but spoke outside of school. Some children with SM, and it comes from my research and a few other pieces of research from Europe actually. Some of the children, not all of them, have a tendency to say all or nothing. Here I speak, there I don't. I speak here, I don't speak here. So when your child goes to China, well, I'm not going to speak there, but then I speak there, and then I come home, and it's like switching codes. That's even like switching codes is a term in linguistics and anthropology, like where do I belong here? You know, like, so it could be that going on, but what you did is you really developed a bridge between those two worlds that were so separated. But you brought the grandparents on the video, and she's learning Chinese, you know, which is not the language where she's learning at, which is, you know, she's here and she's going. So it's really interesting how you were able to, with this strategy, I love it. And I think I want you to tell me more about this. But what I would like to suggest in this very brilliant idea that you had is increase the frequency of those videos as you get closer to going to China. Number one, if you're doing once a week, do twice a week, do every day, you know, like, so that you have more. And then you have to help the parents, your parents, the grandparents, not be like all over your child when you get to the airport, if they go to the airport. Like, how are you? You know, like, of course, I'm a grandparent, so I know. Um, it's like you have to wait for the child come to you. I would bring one of those books that you're reading with the child to the airport and give it to the child, and just not ask her any questions. The grandparents should learn a little bit about force choice questions and not just let the child approach you. And this is so important. Any work with any child with SM, you don't want to be in their personal space. They're very much, if they have that type of anxiety. So the grandparents should be trained in force choice questions. And I think that I would have those books that you're reading or this material, just give a little bit when they come, so that that's the bridge that you develop. And it's just a beautiful story. I think and I can't wait to hear what happens in the next chapter.
Oh, what brilliant suggestion. I think it's very timely. So we will translate this right away, and so that our parents can have it before the summer starts.